Hello again, fellow human peoples. This is the Big Dirty Nerd from Sunday Night Geek and Atlanticon. Just going to start a new review here now of Alien Starships from the Starship Collection by Eagle Moss. And as you can see, I've got 3, but I've also got something a little bit different. This thing right here. This is one of the few remaining things I have left over from the Jeff crate that the guys at Giant Robot Comics sent me that I haven't reviewed yet. It's a Star Trek Skeletrek's Borg Drone. I want to take a look at that in this episode as well. So this is kind of going to be like a foursome. Yeah, and I meant that dirtily. It's going to be a foursome. So we're going to take a look at 3 starships from Starship Collection. We're going to look at a Ferengi Marauder right here on the end, and we're going to look at a Cardassian ship. I'm not sure if it's a battleship or a freighter, but it's a ship. And a Jem'Hadar battleship, and the Borg Drone from Star Trek Skeletrek. So I'm not going to waste any time on the packaging, because we've always talked about the packaging and how much we don't do packaging in this series. So let's go ahead and get these things taken out and opened up. Okay, so we're back. We've got our ships all taken out. Let's go ahead and start with the Jem'Hadar battleship. So the Jem'Hadar battleship, as you all know, was on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And you can get a detailed look at here. The ship is very nice. It's got a lot of detail on the top and on the bottom. One thing I like about the Jem'Hadar ships is that they look like insects. They look like a big flying insect, which is kind of creepy, especially if you don't like bugs. But yeah, and this is a nice model of that ship. So let's go ahead and get this thing put on its stand. It's a little bit lighter than the other ships that we've looked at. Now, oops, dropping the stand. I'm not entirely sure how to put this on. Oh, there we go. Okay, it attaches to the back here. Just right here, if you can see that or not. Okay. It's actually lighter than most of the ships we've looked at in this series, which is kind of interesting, but still very nice. It's a nice approximation of the ship. You can see some, looks to be some writing or something on it. Maybe there's windows right there. You can see it. So yeah, it's a nice replication of the Jem'Hadar battleship. Next, we'll take a look at the Ferengi Marauder, and let's change things up here. We're actually going to take the stand out before we get going. And you can watch the Skeletrek do it. If he moves while I'm doing this, let me know. Okay, Ferengi Marauder. Of course, the Ferengi were meant to be the Klingons of the Next Generation series. They didn't quite become as notorious as the Klingons, but they became notorious in their own right as traders, not traitors, traders, and a force to be reckoned with, whose society is based completely on economy and basically getting ahead. So this is their ship. It's got an interesting shape to it. It's almost like it's a half moon, crescent moon here on the back. You can see the shape here, the crescent moon. With almost like a slug's head, I would say. And its phaser arrays right here look like little pinchers. So this has got a bit of an insecty look to it as well. I'll be honest, I never really did like the Ferengi Marauder ship. I didn't really care for it. It didn't appeal to me. The aesthetic of it didn't really appeal to me. But, it's part of the series, so I'm going to go ahead and get it if it's part of the series. Now, I'm not sure exactly how this one attaches. I think it might be through here. That looks to be right. Okay, so there we go. We put it on its stand to be added to the collection. And finally, the Cardassian ship. Trying to get this plastic open is tough tonight. I don't know why. It's just tape. Jesus, I'm not that weak. I guess I don't want it to come flying out and go all over the place. Like a lot of things. Get it? Womp womp. That's a bad joke. Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at the Cardassian, not the Kardashian, Cardassian Galor class. Cardassians were never a favorite alien of mine. I didn't really care for them all that much. They seem to be a little more deceptive and conniving than what I really liked. Their ships were intimidating, to say the least. So let's just take a look at the Galor class here. You can see the bridge up here in the front. It had a different aesthetic. Everything was forward-facing. Not like, you know, say, for example, some other ships that we've looked at. I can't even think of any right now. Like, the Federation ships are all forward-facing. Let's see if I can get that to focus in a little better. There we go. And there's the bridge section and midsection. One thing that this ship reminds me of absolutely is an insect, and it reminds me of an insect that I hate very much, and that's the earwig, and it's because of these god-forsaken little pinchers right here on the back, which I really didn't know why the pinchers were on this ship. The ship looks very utilitarian, like it's got a very military feel to it. Of course, knowing what you know about the Cardassian society, they're a very military-oriented society. So you can see the underside here. It's got a lot of detail. You can even see some markings, some ship markings here and here. Very, you know, like most of the ships, or all the ships in the Starships collection by Eagle Moss, highly detailed. Highly detailed. Got to give Eagle Moss props for the work they're doing getting these ships out with the amount of detail on them. You can see there's the little pinchers on back that I absolutely hate. That's only because they remind me of certain things. Insects and whatnot. Come on, zoom in. There we go. Okay, so let's get this thing up on its stand. Assuming this is how it goes. There we go. Okay, so that's the Cardassian Galor class. Now, let's go back now and take a look at this little dude. The Skeletreks from the Borg Drone from Skeletrek. Okay. I normally don't go for this sort of collectible. And it's not that I have anything against it. You know, I like the collectibles that are true to the reality, or the real, what's the word I'm looking for? They look a lot like the show, or they feel a lot like the show, like action figures and things like that, that don't have this cartoony feel to them. That's the kind of stuff I prefer. However, I like this. I really, really do. There's actually a surprising amount of detail on this little guy for the type of character that he is, for the type of product that he is. Even got little boot buckles down here, or clamps, or whatever you want to call them. All kinds of hoses connecting through. A lot of detail here on the eye receptacle right here. You can see it. I do like this, I have to say. It's not something that, it's not a series that I would collect per se, but this little dude, he looks kind of neat. I'm going to put him right up next to my Borg sphere. Interestingly enough, they have a Kirk Skeletrek, and they have a Core Skeletrek for Series 1. So they got Captain Kirk, and they've got Core, the Klingon Core. They don't have bones. I find that very funny. It's a skeleton, but they don't have bones. I don't know. Anyway, that just seems a little bit odd to me. Okay, so anyway, that's it for this review. This week's episode of Big Dirty Reviews. Took a look at 3 ships. Took a look at the Cardassian Galor class, Ferengi Marauder, and the Jem'Hadar battleship, and this little guy right here from Skeletrek, the Borg Drone. Don't forget to check out Atlanticon's website. You can see the address up right here, www.atlanti-con.com. Follow us on Twitter. You can see our Twitter handle right here. Can you see that? Right here, the Twitter handle is. It's at Atlanti_con, ATLANTI_con. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on Facebook. Follow us. Follow our website. Keep up to date on all the news by going to our website. You can also follow us on, and that's all we're on. Yeah, that's all we're on. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and check it out on our website. And don't forget to subscribe down there in the thingamajig. Click subscribe, and you'll get more and more episodes of Big Dirty Reviews where I ramble on about some cool shit. Alright, that's it for tonight. We'll talk to you again in a little while when I'm going to do a review of... Oh, that was very anticlimactic, because the figure is not... I'm going to look at Batman from the New Adventures. Yeah. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. Okay, I can't do Kevin Conroy. Alright, that's it for now. So keep calm and geek on.